She-Hulk is everywhere right now, for better or worse. Whether you like the Disney Plus series or not, the reality is that Jennifer Walters is getting more mainstream attention than ever before, and this has led to an increasing interest in the original source material. It seems par for the course, as more people would like to know more about the character, whether they like the live adaptation or not. In that regard, She-Hulk has a rich yet convoluted history in the comics. She was arguably the first character to break the fourth wall, and one of the most prominent comedic characters in the medium. But when it comes to her villains, they don't often get a lot of attention, so that is something we plan to address in this video. Now, before we get into our list, be sure to like this video if you haven't already, and subscribe if you'd like to see more superhero content from us. Now, without further ado, let's get into our list of the best She-Hulk villains. Betsy Ross is of course Bruce Banner's most important love interest and the one that sets in motion a lot of different plots in the Hulk franchise. But as she turns into the Red She-Hulk, she has a lot of abilities and powers that make her a force to be reckoned with. Jennifer and Betsy have fought each other in the past, and it's always a treat because She-Hulk rarely gets villains that can tangle with her physical strength. This gives their confrontations an edge that makes things a lot more interesting. The case of Absorbing Man is quite a curious one. He started out as a Thor villain and as a good one at that, but he slowly built a rivalry with She-Hulk and nowadays is a lot more connected with Jennifer than with the God of Thunder. Regardless, Absorbing Man's powers are quite straightforward. He touches something and he can absorb the properties of said object. So if he can touch a rock, for example, he would become as solid as rock. When used properly and with intelligence, Absorbing Man has caused a lot of trouble for She-Hulk and will probably continue to do so in the coming years. If the MCU adaptation of She-Hulk continues in further installments, the presence of Absorbing Man is an absolute must. Not only one of the best She-Hulk villains and one that has a major role to play in her origin, but also one that shows us that power not only comes from physical strength. Trask was basically an evil mobster that wanted to punish a guy that double-crossed him, but Jennifer, in her role as an attorney, was defending the latter in his case. This unfortunately didn't bode well for Bruce's cousin, and Trask sends his men to have her killed. One thing leads to another, and Jen is lying on the brink of death, but she is saved once Bruce gives her a bit of his blood, which naturally turns her into She-Hulk, and she beats the living crap out of the guys chasing her. This would begin a bit of a rivalry between Trask and Jennifer, which would lead to a lot of interesting storylines over the years. At this point in the comics, if you're part of the Hulk family, the Abomination probably wants to kill you. It's just part of the business. The Abomination had a similar origin to the Hulk and now wants to kill him because he gets in his way over the years. Well, the logic is very similar when it comes to Jen in the comics, and they have fought each other a lot over the years, which has allowed Abomination to slowly enter She-Hulk's rogues gallery. Now, if there is a She-Hulk villain that has a very strong and fascinating relationship with our Emerald Lawyer, that is definitely Titania. See, once upon a time, Dr. Doom decided to give superpowers to Marion McFerrin, and thus she became Titania to fight for him. As time went on, Titania thought she was the strongest woman in the entire world, that is, until she happened to run into She-Hulk and got beaten in the process. Titania's ego got very hurt due to this defeat, and she went on to spend years training and fighting Jennifer to prove that she was indeed the strongest woman on planet Earth. She hasn't proved it yet, but her determination and rivalry with She-Hulk has turned Titania into Jennifer's most iconic villain. That's it for our list of the best She-Hulk villains. Did you enjoy our list? Are there any villains we may have missed? Let us know by leaving a comment below this video. While you're down there, be sure to like this video and follow Nerdgenic across all social platforms. If you'd like any more video content from us in the meantime, check out our History of She-Hulk episode to learn more about her comic book origins, or check out our review of the Werewolf by Night series. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you in the next video.